why you can't work out consistently. So first of all, to solve this problem, you have to understand the dopamine system in your brain. Okay, your brain only decides on which activity you're going to do next based on how much dopamine this activity will give you. Okay, so basically, if you have two choices, either you eat a cake or you eat a carrot, your brain will always default to the cake unless you use your willpower to not go for the cake but eat the carrot. Okay, so basically you have to use your dopamine system in a way that benefits you. Okay, but first up, let me tell you a story. Back in the day when I was still going to university, Skyrim had its 10th anniversary, and then I downloaded the game again and started playing a lot of Skyrim, okay? And if we just have this chart here, Skyrim is basically a video game, an RPG game, and it is designed to make you hooked, to give you as much dopamine as possible, okay? So I would constantly get those huge dopamine spikes, and my brain would always go for playing Skyrim because I was enjoying it so much. But I had to study for university, and basically studying gives you very little dopamine in the moment, but playing Skyrim gives you a lot. So what I would do was I was just always playing Skyrim and getting those dopamine highs. And I was playing so much Skyrim that I would even neglect my workouts, and I'm really a calisthenics fanatic and really love working out, but I would even just miss my workouts. And what happens with your dopamine if you play so much video games is basically that you first up get that huge dopamine spike, but after that your dopamine levels drop, and they drop even below your baseline of dopamine, and it will take a longer time for you to recover to your normal baseline of dopamine. And you have to understand that your dopamine baseline is the amount of energy and motivation you have. So the higher your baseline of dopamine, the better. And the lower your baseline of dopamine, the worse it is for you, the harder it is for you to do difficult things, difficult tasks like studying for uni or school or whatever. And your brain basically doesn't really understand if something is good for you or if it's bad for you. It just sees the amount of dopamine you get from it. That's the reason why there are meth junkies who are doing nothing but snorting meth all the time and basically killing their bodies, their minds, and they are homeless. They are not doing anything but taking meth because their brain always tells them to do so. It thinks it's doing everything correctly because they get such a huge amount of dopamine, but the low after the meth high is so crazy that they can't even use that much willpower to not take it anymore. So they just do it over and over and over again. So how do you actually use this dopamine system for your advantage? Imagine the situation, okay? You are a prisoner and you have nothing in your cell, nothing at all. You can't do anything, but you are allowed to work out for 2 hours every day. There's a gym in this prison. Then your mind would automatically default to working out because it's the only thing that gives you more dopamine than just sitting in your cell and doing nothing. So basically, you have to kind of recreate the scenario that the only activities that you allow yourself to do are the activities that you really want to do, the goals that you want to pursue. And for that, you have to quit all of the other high dopamine spiking activities. Like, for example, TikTok or Instagram or fast food. Basically, all instant gratification activities will harm you so much in the long run. They will harm your dopamine system and they will get you farther away from your goals. So to fix this problem, you have to get rid of everything that is giving you dopamine spikes that you don't deserve. So get rid of playing video games, get rid of TikTok, of Instagram, and fast food. You don't have to do it that extremely. You can just say, okay, I'm not indulging in those activities. On every day I want to work out, and on the other days, then I allow myself to use a little bit of social media and so on, but still keep it on the lower side, like still restricted. So you basically quit all of these things and then you replace them with activities that give you low dopamine spikes, but basically increase your base level of dopamine. So for example, studying, you get a small dopamine spike. After that, your dopamine drops again a little bit, but then it quickly comes back up and it even goes above your baseline. And now your baseline is higher than before. So your overall mood is a lot better. You feel more motivated to study again. And if you fill your entire day with just those activities, for example, working out is also a delayed gratification activity that will again give you a dopamine spike, then it will drop down and your baseline of dopamine will get higher. It's a slow process, but the slow will overcome the fast. And then you can also read books. You can basically also listen to high quality podcasts from maybe Andrew Huberman. Or you can also meditate. Or you can work on your business. And so on, okay? It's really hard to make this change in your life, but it's the only way that you can make change in your life. So basically, you have to see it like this. This is basically this is you. You're full of instant gratification activities. You are just an assembly of all the things you do, of all your actions. That's all your life basically is, okay? So that's your life. Let's say you use TikTok, Instagram, Netflix, and so on and so on. And then basically here you have your goals where you work out. And all of the other things you want to achieve, okay? Maybe like, maybe a relationship. You have a relationship goal. Maybe you want to start a business. And so on and so on, okay? So this is basically your life right now. And this is your dream life, okay? And you basically think that all you have to do is to kind of implement those things into your life right now. And then after you have achieved your goals, your life will still look like this. So you would basically still indulge in TikTok, Instagram, Netflix, and all of that shit. But what you have to do is you have to literally kill this shit, okay? You have to kill your old self, your old life, and only go for these things and do nothing else. And in those things, you will find the joy that you were always seeking, okay? So this is basically your true life. And this is the life that society wants you to live, okay? So this is basically just all of the other systems that other people have built that you are trapped in. So Netflix is just built by some dude who is super rich right now because a lot of people are wasting their time watching Netflix series. Like, I'm not talking you can't enjoy watching Netflix, but I'm not saying you can't just watch Netflix from time to time, but you can't watch it if you want to do something else, if you want to achieve your goals, then you have to cut that stuff out for a long time. So I hope this helped you. Make sure to implement all of those things and stay on the way of calisthenics.